Hello, this is Sass from Copia Stars, and I am here with my wonky chair again, and my flamingos, which I put up in the video for yesterday. It is a reading for Wednesday, the 3rd of December. Oh, and it's going to be Christmas before we know it, and I really need to get my stocking fillers ordered. Have you guys all done your shopping? How far are you along? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you organised, people? Because I'm not. And I need to go searching for some really quirky dice sets for my partner. We've got phases, cycles, and intuition. We've got, that's the moon. We've got the mushroom, recycling, breaking down problems. We've got the pine tree, which is vitality, longevity, and perseverance. Wow, today's a much more positive reading, isn't it, eh? Abundance, persistence, proliferation. I don't know why I always want to say that in a northern accent. Bird, which is freedom and opportunity. Oh boy, were you having a hard day yesterday, eh? But somebody's woken up on the right side of the bed. Prosperity, luck, and love. And I'm going to go, is there one more card for me today for Wednesday, the 3rd of December? Ooh, that's a lot of cards. Right, can you just give me one? Because I've only got room for one on the desk. Thank you very much. That one's the one. Oh, we've got B again. Yay. Okay. I love the B card. Can you tell? I love the B's. Right, which is community, cooperation, and sweetness. So if you weren't around yesterday for my reading, it was quite, well, it'll probably come around if you're feeling that way. It'll come around and you'll see it when it's the right time, because, you know, these are, they're dated, but, you know, they're pretty timeless, really. You know, if they come up in your feed, they're for you. So, and it's a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. But yesterday's general feelings was struggling. Someone's having a real challenging time. It almost seemed like quite a specific reason. But then, you know, pre-Christmas can actually be quite a difficult time for a lot of us, isn't it? You know, are we going to be able to afford stuff? I've had to start, I don't know if anybody else is doing this, but I am buying one Christmas item per week. One meat item, two items. One meat item, one not like drink or whatever, not alcohol, but like this week on my delivery, I did a joint of beef because it was on special offer, and I did a bottle of Schlur because that's, you know, standard Generation X Christmas drink, isn't it, really, if you're not an alcohol imbiber. I always remember as children there was always a bottle of white and a bottle of red of Schlur on the side for the kids. I mean, I must have been very young because I was drinking Baby Sham quite young after that. Oh, the 80s. Anyway, feminine energy, right? I think there's an awful lot. I think somebody's finding, yeah, there's still a little bit of that needing to hustle or get out of where you are. But from these ones above, I think, oh, it's a bit, ooh, okay. We've got both the feminine and the masculine energy. So, yeah, evaluation and taking the gamble, taking the chance, yeah. I'm not saying gamble your life savings, okay? I'm not saying gamble your life savings. What I am saying is, if there is a risk to be taken, weigh the risk up. Don't do it in desperation and don't overthink it too much. But do your research, your due diligence, and, you know, maybe a little risk is a good thing. But I'm not saying, like, don't, you know, if you've got life savings, don't go spending a lot. But if you want to play the lottery and buy a one lottery ticket, then something like that, you know. Or if there's an investment to be made, maybe, you know, if you can spare £20. Don't ever invest what you can't be prepared to lose, is what I say. It's like never lend anybody anything you can you don't want back, isn't it? Right, so yeah, so I'm looking at these cards and I'm thinking yesterday was a bit of a tough day, but you've woken up this morning and it's like a fresh view, and you've kind of had this wonderful like epiphany that right, I know what I need to do. I've got a list of the things I would like to do in life, and I'm going to start making lists. I'm going to start working out what is going to do, even if it's like just doing something particularly mundane for 6 months, so that you can use that time to use your brain for education and you're still paying your bills, but you're just going home from your job rather than taking it home with you. But yeah, I feel like you've woken up with positive pants on, and you're like, yep, I know what I want to do. So you kind of got that inner well-being, and you're also willing. You're willing. You've been longing for change. You've been longing for change. You've had crisis. This is a warning not to come at anything from desperation, because it all feeds into that lack kind of desperation does. And if you're coming at something with lack, obviously you're inviting things not to happen in the positive way. You've been longing for this for a long time. You've probably been overthinking it, and you've probably talked yourself out of it. But keep it simple. And the celebration's coming. You will have to put some boundaries down. So you will have to sort of recognise that if people want a piece of you, you can go, actually, I don't have the capacity for that at the moment. I've got a lot going on, so I'm not going to be free to do that thing for you. But I can ask my friend group and see if anybody's willing. Or, I'm sorry, like, I normally volunteer 4 nights a week. I can only do 3 this week because I've got something on. Those kind of like just little boundaries, just to let people know they can't take a mile when you give them an inch. We've got Hawthorn here. What a beautiful card. I'm loving that. I'm loving the artwork on these. So Hawthorn, let's have a look. It says page 64. And apologies if you can hear some loud banging outside. I'm not sure what that is. So, Hawthorn, heart's home. Hawthorn remembers a time when local gods watched over knolls and wells, frolicking and making mischief in her branches. She remembers her limbs hung with strands of beads, glittering in the sun, scraps of fabric, fluttering in the wind like prayer flags, offerings to the land itself and to the gods who kept alive the vital conduit between spirit and matter. Those days are mostly past, but Hawthorn holds the portals open, knowing these inner connections provide true nourishment to keep the heart whole. If Hawthorn appears for you, strengthen your heart and guard it from homesickness by tending to the connections between the spirit realms and the material world. Now, I think you do need to strengthen your heart. I think you need to use that feminine energy. I think there's vitality here, phases, running with your cycles. I think, yeah, self-care. It's not come up here as self-care, but I think I get this feeling like you need to know your worth and you deserve stuff. So here we go. So conclusions are within reach and surrender to the divine. So it's kind of like trusting in the process, trusting in yourself, trusting in your intuition, and just taking these little risks, getting yourself out of your comfort zone. And I think you will be abundant, you will achieve. I'm going to get a couple of tea leaves. I can never shuffle these, so I like to just... So what have we got? Fair man. Dealings or relationships with a man with blonde, grey or white hair. Chain of events that will affect your life. Let's say whether it's positive or not. Period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Well, everything in life is a lesson or a blessing. And I think that if we look at it that way, it's a lot easier. Changes in your life. Got moon twice here. So change is a big theme at the moment anyway. But yeah, I do think that it's coming. So you might have dealings with a man with blonde, grey or white hair. So job interview maybe, meeting, like the funder, something, I don't know. But yeah, it's all good, right? This is all positive, but you just need to lay some boundaries down, protecting your peace, but do sort of go inside and feel the core warmth. And the masculine energy is this gamble. It's taking a little bit of a risk. And I'll leave that there. Thank you so much for being with me. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all my follows, my likes, my subscriptions. I know I'm in early days, but I'd love to make this channel grow. And so yeah, so if you'd like, subscribe, share and comment. If you'd like to leave flamingo emojis, because I've got my flamingos with me. And if you've got any interesting names that I could give them, I would be up for a Wheel of Fortune, adding all your names to the circle. Okay, thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.